This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Well, emergency crews were busy today responding to emergencies throughout the town. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and it's Tuesday, June 30th. We'll update you on those stories in just a bit, but first, I'm glad to welcome back Unette Gentry. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Staying healthy and safe, and I'm so happy to be back here at KPVM with you all.
We're happy to have you back here.
Yes,
we wanted to let people know about Unette was out, as well as most of our staff was out because we went to a skeleton staff during the time that the lockdown was happening, and we know we're still in that situation.
Yes.
So we are doing a safe distance, and we're on a split screen.
Yes.
This is similar to how we did the graduation when we did the Pahrump Valley High School graduation. Yes. We had everybody on split screens. We had them in different areas of the studio. Most of the time during this lockdown, most people don't know, we've had only about 4 people actually here in the studio, and we're all in separate rooms. The studio, we're by ourselves, and during the time that we didn't have the mandatory mask, we were able to have people in the room at least at a safe distance, but right now we're making sure that we are in a very, very good area where everybody is distant and far away from each other and safe, so that we are abiding by all those rules. Yes. So good to have you back.
So good being back. We have to be vigilant, and we're not only being safe for ourselves, we're being safe for you, the community out there. And so our job is to actually inform you about what you should do, and we would not be responsible if we did not follow those rules and safety guidelines ourselves. So happy to be back and happy to responsibly be reporting.
Yes, wonderful. As we told you last night, the Culinary Union has filed a lawsuit against 3 major Las Vegas Strip casino companies: the Signature at the MGM, Siddell's Cafe at the Bellagio, and Guy Fieri at Las Vegas at Harrah's. The lawsuit alleges those companies have not protected workers, their families, and the community from the spread of COVID-19. And both the union and its workers say things must change.
And we're suing them because they've been having hazardous working conditions for these workers. And we feel like they are not protecting right now. This lawsuit, we have allegations against companies because we know they've been doing things where they're not protecting the workers to spread the COVID and not protecting their families. Situation is being very difficult for these workers, very, very difficult. The Culinary Union right now, we're making an effort, to fight this, to protect these workers and their family, but we will continue to getting statements and evidence for another properties, if the situation isn't that way.
We know it was 3 months that we did social distancing, that we did lockdown in Las Vegas. All those 3 months, I made sure I cleaned myself, washed my hands, hand sanitized, and I'll go back to work 3 days later. I'm sick on the 4th day. There was the proper procedures. There's not enough time to clean, so short-staffed that we were. I'm just fighting to make sure that the companies follow the proper steps. Make sure that we're not just numbers. We're families also. We're human, and I just want them to care, honestly. And then they're putting their workers and they're putting families at risk, and it's been a difficult time.
So I'm sharing my story today because I have a son who with autism and asthma, and I live with my grandmother-in-law who I take care of. I am concerned of bringing it home to my family. And I love my job. I don't want anything to happen to me, my coworkers, my bosses. I just want procedures to be done, protocols. The way Caesars handled it is truly disgusting, and I believe they can do better.
My family and I did everything to follow social distancing. We followed the strict protocol for 3 months. And now I come to work where the company breaks protocol within a week. It's very disheartening. I feel the company doesn't care about my lives or my kids. I want to ask Caesars, are you going to take care of my kids if something happens to me, if I get sick? I'm fighting for my coworkers, my family, for us to be healthy. I want the companies to treat us like humans and not like machines.
My name is Irma Fernandez, and I am the daughter of Adolfo Fernandez, who was an employee at Caesar's Palace in the housekeeping department and as a utility porter. My father will constantly tell me every day, I know I'm gonna get sick at work. I just know it. The company is not keeping us safe. It does not have the correct safety protocols for each employee. He could barely push his cart the last day he went to work. He had body aches, and he advised his manager about it. And their response was, okay, go home and take a point or ask for a swim lane. But he didn't, because he's a hardworking man. So he turned around and went back to work. He finished his shift, but when he came home, he went straight to bed. And in the middle of the night, we all saw that he had a fever. During the last 3 days of his life, all he could think about was his job. That he needs to fight for justice for everyone, not just for himself. Because he always put everyone in front of him. And that's why I'm here. Because I want to be the voice of my dad, not only in memory of my father, but for everyone who's at risk, who has families, who needs to take care of their parents or their children. I want to fight for justice, for a better safety precaution plan for every single worker in the casino industry, not just in Caesar's Palace. And that's what I'm fighting for now.
Well, since March 1st, 19 culinary union members and their dependents have died from COVID-19.
All right, and stay tuned. We'll be right back here at KPVM.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, nearly half of all Americans are now without a job. But there is encouraging news from the housing sector, and Boeing's shares are soaring as the FAA starts recertification of the once troubled 737 MAX.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the economy. 30 million jobs are needed to get the labor force back to its best. Deutsche Bank economists tell CNBC nearly half of all Americans are now without a job. Economists predict the Labor Department's jobs report for June will show 3.5 million Americans found work this month. Encouraging news from the housing sector. The number of people signing contracts to buy homes rose a record 44.3% in May compared to April. That was well above the 17% that economists predicted. It's considered a sign that house buying demand has been pent up by the pandemic. Boeing shares are soaring. The FAA started recertification flights on Boeing's MAX on Monday. It's a key test step toward allowing the jets to return to service. The MAX jet has been grounded since March of 2019 following 2 fatal crashes.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, a 2-car crash this morning in Pahrump sends 1 person to the hospital, and troopers say that person will be cited for causing the crash too.
Nevada Highway Patrol says the driver of a gray Honda pulled off Barney Street onto Highway 372 and into the path of a white Honda traveling east on 372. Troopers say the white Honda swerved but could not avoid striking the rear end of the gray Honda. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to the scene along with Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and NHP troopers. The driver of the gray Honda complained of a shoulder injury and was transported to Desert View Hospital for treatment. Trooper Kevin McNeil says the driver of the gray Honda will receive a citation for failure to yield.
And in another area accident, 1 person was checked out by medics today at the scene of a 3-car crash at 160 and Basin.
Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating a 3-vehicle crash that happened Tuesday afternoon on Highway 160 and Basin Avenue. One person was checked out on scene by medics from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. No one was transported from the scene to local medical facilities. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and auxiliary units were on scene conducting traffic control. The southbound lanes on 160 were temporarily closed during the investigation.
Well, last week, Governor Sisolak issued a mandate requiring the use of face coverings in public, but not everyone is on board with the idea. The grassroots effort called No Mask Nevada, which started right here in Pahrump, opposes the governor's face mask requirement, and supporters gathered in front of the Pahrump Nugget Monday afternoon to rally for the cause.
Vote no mask, no mask.
I think it's a legitimate rally backing a legitimate cause not to wear a mask, which the governor mandated, which is really against the Constitution. And my thing with the mask is I'm a slight asthmatic. I can't breathe wearing a mask, number one. Number two, when you breathe out, and I taught nutrition to pro athletes for years, when you breathe out, you're breathing out carbon dioxide, gets trapped in the mask, you're taking that carbon dioxide back in your lungs, which can weaken your immune system. Trees are supposed to breathe carbon dioxide, not people.
I don't believe in wearing masks. I don't really have any medical problems except I can't breathe with one on other than that. But I just want you to know I just moved out here about a year ago from Las Vegas, and that's one of the things that keeps me here is the freedom to be ourselves, and this is my body, my choice. I think it's a big hoax. I think it's a lot bigger than, I've been around long enough, I'm 73 years old, been around long enough to know that there's more to this than a virus. What about every year we have the flu? First of all, I've never had a flu, never had a flu shot. Pretty healthy. I'm going to keep it that way.
Do you know anybody who's had COVID?
No, I do not. Do you?
No Mask Nevada is a PAC I started to protest the governor's unconstitutional mandate to make everybody wear a mask in public, whether we agree with it or not.
This is a grassroots effort.
Grassroots effort, yep. Starting here and spreading out. It's not just for Southern Nevada or Pahrump, we're heading statewide.
So what's kind of your thoughts about what the governor should be doing with the mask? What would you like to see?
Well, the governor shouldn't be circumventing due process and allowing our legislature to vote on whether or not this should be mandated as something that we should all do. We've had about 85 to 100 people come out, and the overwhelming majority of people driving by are honking in support, raising their thumbs, things like that, yeah. You can go to nomasknevada.com. On the web. You can go to No Mask Nevada PAC on Facebook. You can contact me personally. My cell phone is 702-817-6052 or info@nomasknevada.com.
Well, Blundo says a similar rally is being planned for Las Vegas, and she's been approached about organizing another rally in Mesquite.
All right, and stay tuned. We'll be right back here at KPVM News 25.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, after being cooped up in quarantine for months, many families are itching to get out of the house for some summer fun. But how do we protect ourselves and our loved ones from getting COVID-19? Erica Foreman has more on how to stay safe this summer.
Whether it's a day at the beach or a backyard barbecue, Dr. Frank Esper of Cleveland Clinic Children's says one of the best ways to reduce coronavirus spread is to plan activities outdoors.
If you can do anything, do it outside. All right, this virus loves to spread in enclosed spaces. So if you can keep it in outside, in the backyard, open spaces, and that even makes it even harder for this virus to spread.
It's also a good idea to avoid crowded places and stay 6 feet away from people you don't live with.
Keeping your distance is always good. You can have a fire pit, but everybody is spread out around the fire pit. I think that's a great idea, or around the barbecue, or spreading tables out, I think is a very good idea. That's why doing things outside gives you the ability to keep things a little bit more distant.
If you're wondering about the pool, according to the CDC, COVID-19 doesn't spread through most recreational water, and proper disinfection with chlorine or bromine should inactivate the virus.
Going to the pool, I think, is fine, depending on how many people are in and around the pool. Less people is better.
Regardless of the activity, when you're around others, wear a mask and be sure to wash or sanitize your hands regularly. And if you're not feeling well, it's best to stay home. At Cleveland Clinic, I'm Erica Foreman.
Thanks so much, Erica. Well, if you're traveling out of state this summer, Dr. Esper says it's important to check your destination's COVID-19 activity level and travel restrictions before you leave. He adds that it's always a good idea to have a plan B due to the unpredictable nature of the coronavirus situation. Well, the Nye County School District has an update regarding the damage discovered last month following an earthquake. The district says a structural engineer inspected the 12 Nye County School District buildings in Tonopah on June 15th. Inspections took place at Tonopah Elementary, Tonopah High School, Silver Rim Elementary, and the Northern District Office. Upon completion of the inspection, the buildings were reopened. While cosmetic and minor repairs needs are noted, no structural defects were detected. Nye County School District has closed 4 areas to pedestrian traffic on the Tonopah Elementary School campus, which are clearly marked for necessary repair. Due to earthquake activity over several days beginning May 15th, school staff noticed damage to the buildings on the Tonopah Elementary School campus. District maintenance staff inspected the affected areas, and on June 1st, the campus was closed pending further inspection. Further details will be made available upon receipt of the final engineering report.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, look at that picturesque view of Pahrump. Not a cloud in the sky in that area, and we'll take a closer look at our weather and what our forecast has in store for this 4th of July weekend right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 96 degrees, a low of 71, 104, a low of 78 in Death Valley, 93.63 in Amargosa, 89, a low of 60 in Beatty, 81.51 in Goldfield, 79.49 in Tonopah, 88th, a low of 47 in Carson City, 86.51 in Fallon, and finally up in Fernley, their high is 85 degrees and a low of 52. Now today in Pahrump, we saw sunny skies. Our high today was 92 degrees. Winds coming out of the west-southwest up to 7 miles per hour, 9% humidity, and our sunrise at 5:29 this morning. Now for tonight, we're expecting clear skies. Your low is going to be 68 degrees. It is 90 degrees outside currently with 8-mile-per-hour winds out of the east-southeast, humidity at 13%, and 8:05 tonight for our sunset. Now looking into that 7-day, expecting nothing but sunny skies throughout the rest of the week. Still going to be dealing with some high winds between 11 to 17 miles per hour all the way through next Tuesday. And temperature-wise, it is starting to get back up into those triple digits. From Wednesday to Friday, we're going to be seeing highs of 96 and 97 degrees. Then we're going to re-enter those triple digits on Saturday with a high of 100 and just kind of hang around 101 and 102 degrees till next Tuesday. Now for overnights, those are staying pretty consistent. We're just going to be seeing lows around 71 and 72 degrees all week long. And so now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna and Unette.
All right, thanks so much, Michael. Good to see you again as well.
So fantastic to have her. A few of us back. We brought Unette back, but we still definitely are on a skeleton crew as much as we possibly can be, and as long as we're social distance, we're okay. We want to remind everybody that there is a Independence Day fireworks show happening, the Freedom Festival, this Saturday night at 9 p.m. Ace Country Radio will be simulcasting their music for the show. You are encouraged, of course, to wear face coverings, and if you'd like to turn on the music in your car and watch the fireworks, you can do that as well. Or you can even go to the park, and they are allowing that at this time.
That's right.
Though it may change. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unat Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and AIDS Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.